Today I look exhausted, but this is nothing compared to the way this dog feels. She was run over by a car yesterday night. It was a hit and run. I drove all through the night to get this dog to safety. Have a look at this. Her name is Heidi.
I don't know how to pick the dog because it has already bitten me.
I'll pick it up, don't worry. Tell me, what did you see?
The car in front of us ran over the dog, and the poor thing was thrown quite a distance.
And the car kept going, right?
Yes.
It's okay, don't worry.
It's a female.
We're going to a local hospital for first aid.
Let's hope she stays alive.
Okay.
Yes, we'll see if she has internal injuries. You've taken quite a hit, haven't you? She doesn't seem very old.
No, her teeth are very clean. She doesn't even have tartar on her molars.
Ya está, cielo, ya. Ya está, hija.
She has inflammation in the mammary area.
Oh my God, she has milk and everything.
She has either had puppies or a psychological pregnancy.
Don't worry, girl. She doesn't even weigh 5 kilos.
About 4.5 kilos.
When I picked her up, she stayed very still. And in the car, she hasn't changed position at all. We have to make her comfortable, okay?
She's scared and I don't know how she'll react.
Very good.
This is good, the movement she made with her leg.
That leg is the one that hurts.
She might have a fracture up here.
Up here?
In the hip, it's possible.
Can we do a blood test and an X-ray?
Of course, we'll do a blood test and 2 X-rays, one from the side and one from above. There might be a fracture up here.
Obviously, she was alone. That's why she was hit.
Her tail is stained, do you see?
How strange, isn't it? Was it from the blow?
We don't know if it was because of that, or because she gave birth yesterday or even today.
What's your story? Have you had puppies? Where are they, darling?
She's so good. We'll remove the muzzle soon. You stay here comfortably, okay? Don't worry. I will come back. I won't leave you here.
There's only half an hour left to reach Valdepeñas. My goodness, I'm dead tired.
Sueño de verdad. Hola, bonita. Ay, pobrecita. Oh my God. She's so expressive. Oh my God. Madre mía, qué ojitos. Qué expresiva es. Poor baby. Come on, let's go. Venga, cielo. Al hospital. Venga, va. Continuamos. Camino. Venga, campeona. Más buena ella. I'm so dead. I have traveled since 4 in the morning. It's now nearly midday. I've been traveling non-stop. I'm so dead. Hasta luego. Venga, nos vamos,
Hi, I've seen the comments you've made on Heidi's video, and I want to reassure you, we performed an ultrasound and were able to see that Heidi has mammary hyperplasia as a result of a phantom pregnancy. Therefore, she has not had puppies. Please don't worry. Today, we are focusing all our efforts on something important: stabilizing the hip and repairing the acetabular fracture. This is the most important thing right now, so she has not had puppies, nor will she have any. People can be at ease.
She has something broken in her hip.
Do you think there might be a fracture?
Yes,
Will we need to sedate her?
we'll have to see.
Has she eaten anything this morning?
No, we'll have to do x-rays and draw blood.
Mira, la careta amb molt de cuidado ahí. Ahí, Xina, de costat.
Hola, guapi.
Vamos a ver. Con cuidado.
Do you know anything about her? Just that she was hit by a car. I notice a slight murmur during the cardiac auscultation on the left side. We will take her blood pressure and do a small ECG before sedating her. Don't you know her age? No, we don't. We found her on the road. As we don't know if the accident might have more repercussions, we'll check everything when she's relaxed, not while she's awake.
How much does she weigh?
4 kilos, 500 grams.
Here we have Heidi's CBC. She has a bit of anemia, a slight increase in white blood cells, and the blood chemistry is all normal. We still need to test for blood parasites, leishmaniasis, anaplasmosis, heartworm, and ehrlichiosis.
Heidi has a bilateral sacroiliac dislocation on both sides, although the right side is worse because the iliac blade is completely opened. Therefore, that's the one we need to address primarily. If you look here, the left side is practically straight and the right is open. The iliac blade is easily seen when normally it is not completely visible. That means the ilion has detached from the sacrum. This is called a sacroiliac dislocation. We need to reduce it. So we will have to operate. On the other hand, she has an acetabular fracture on the left side, which is what gives that joint incongruity in the hip. A fracture of the pubis and ipsilateral ischium on the same side. We have to make sure that the bladder is okay. The problem is, joint fractures are the most urgent fractures. A fracture that affects a joint line, if not repaired quickly, runs the risk that operating too late would not be as effective as it should. The advantage we have is that, as she is a small dog of low weight, we can always opt for a femoral arthroplasty to remove the painful component, which would definitively solve that problem.
We're going to sedate her to perform the CT scan. We're going to do a CT scan to see how her acetabulum is due to the fracture she had. Constant will be here shortly. I'll prepare the CT scan and be right back.
Perfect, thank you.
Such a sweet face she has. It's incredible. What happened to you, Heidi?
She was hit by a car.
Yes. By the way her hip is fractured, it's clear it was a collision. As we've given her pain medication, she's no longer in pain. We're going to the operating room to intubate Heidi and perform the CT scan.
Sí, esa es la que tenía aire en el... ¿En serio, por favor? No.
Heidi is an example to follow. She's very resilient.
What have you seen?
We're looking at the CT scan. An X-ray is not always enough to show us exactly where the fracture line is in the acetabulum. If you look here, it's on the posterior side. The fracture is here, and the acetabulum is clean. It's dislocated because there's a sacroiliac dislocation. But once the sacroiliac dislocation is resolved, this will correct itself. This is the medial part of the acetabulum. The head of the femur is here, and this is the fracture line. The femur comes in here. This part is the acetabulum, and this is the internal part that isn't fractured. It's fine. On the other hand, the contralateral side is posterior. It's caudal to the acetabulum here in front. From below, we can see the head of the femur, the entire acetabulum, and the fracture is behind. This we couldn't properly see in the X-ray. What we need to do is put it in the correct position, rather than where it is now. One acetabulum isn't at the same height as the other, and that's because the ilium is moved from the front. The sacroiliac dislocation needs to be repaired to place the hip in its place. The dislocation is bilateral. The most important right now is the left, because there's a fracture, and it's more unstable on that side.
Heidi has a very sad expression when she's awake.
Of course, she's had a couple of bad days. And we don't know what her life was like before that. We'll let her wake up a bit and then check on her. Heidi is awake now. All good, little one.
I reached out to you with a heavy heart, but also with hope, following a heart-wrenching incident where a dog was left fighting for her life after a hit and run. Driving through the night to bring her to safety, we named her Heidi. Heidi's situation underscored the critical importance of immediate action. Now safe in our hospital under the care of Isidore and our dedicated team, she faced another battle, a broken hip requiring urgent surgery. Thanks to pain medication, she is no longer in agony, but imagine the distress of such an injury. To ensure Heidi's best chance at a full recovery, we had procured the necessary surgical plates. Once they were with us, Heidi was scheduled to undergo the surgery that she so desperately needed, and today is the day of Heidi's surgery.
She is the perfect size. She'd even fit in a shoulder bag. I'm going to take her blood pressure, and if everything's okay, I'll sedate her. Is she good? I didn't sedate her last time. Was she good then?
She might squeal a bit.
Now that she's spoiled. What a cutie. We'll also need to trim her nails.
No, simplement no, hasta que no tenga l'intestino com està, no ho sé. No sé si li vaig a posar.
Sí, doncs posa-li...
Here are Constant and Martina, struggling with Heidi's paw. It's harder because of how small she is. It's easier to handle the paw of a 25-kilo dog than such a tiny paw. Also, despite how we ran to rescue and bring her here for surgery, fibrous tissue has already formed in that fracture. So we need to clean the whole area to be able to join the two pieces, and it's not something that facilitates surgery.
This is her sacroiliac dislocation. It's completely loose. The iliac blade should be attached to the sacrum at this level.
Is the screw already in place joining the two pieces?
Yes.
Everything is so small here that piece has already been joined with the other, and now everything moves.
Now the whole leg moves because the sacrum is caught.
Great. Martina and Constant, good job. We're now closing Heidi's pelvis. In the end, they used 2 screws.
Heidi, al final ha metido 2 tornillos, le ha colocado 2 tornillos.
Heidi, how are you? Asleep.
We've used 2 screws in to reduce the sacroiliac dislocation. Here is the articular surface of the sacrum and the articular surface of the iliac blade. This was completely dislocated. This side is dislocated. Can you see the difference? We stabilized this first because there was a fracture posterior to the acetabulum. Now we see that the ischium is aligned. And if we go to the side, we see the fracture line that has stayed behind in the part posterior to the acetabulum. Here we have the 2 screws that go from the disc here towards the caudal part.
And there it's aligned.
Yes, it has now aligned. When we reduce the other iliac blade, this one here will go down, a couple of screws will be put in, and then the pubis will be perfectly aligned.
Are you happy with the surgery?
Very happy.
Good job, thank you.
Ay, Heidi. Vaya tute, eh?
Heidi, what a surgery. Everything went well? See you tomorrow, rest well.
Descansa. Heidi suffered a hit-and-run accident that caused a hip fracture. After undergoing complex surgery, today we performed the necessary care on her surgical wound.
Pero bueno.
What a good girl. She's much happier after the surgery and having her pain reduced. It's remarkable. After stabilizing her hip, she's undergone a great change. It's also worth mentioning that Heidi won't have offspring. When they have phantom pregnancies, it is usually associated with a disorder affecting the ovaries, so she would probably not get pregnant easily. Nonetheless, we will sterilize her anyway.
We've removed the bandage. We didn't want to bother her on the day of the surgery. We just wanted her to rest. As you'll remember, the surgery was in this area, and now we're going to disinfect the wound.
That incision looks very clean.
She's shaking a lot. Are you using chlorhexidine?
Yes, it's an antiseptic.
Well, let's see how she walks.
As you can see, she's putting weight on her right leg, which probably means that she won't need a second surgery.
Well, her peeing is a good sign, as it means she has complete control. It's a joy to see her pee without any problems. For now, we can't take her outside for walks to do her business, so she'll have to do it here. I find her happier, more relaxed, more calm. Constant, would you like to see the position of the other leg?
Yes, I would like to see how she's putting weight on her right leg and see how she behaves with the left. This will become much clearer in the next couple of weeks.
Well, she looks to be in good spirits. She will gradually lower the left leg and start putting more weight on it. But she will need a period of rest and a lot of TLC. And gradually, she will improve. You've heard Constant. The incision looks very good. And he's very happy with the surgery. Now, rest is crucial, and so is TLC. Well, Heidi, I'm going to leave you in your cage for a while. Let's see if she likes the menu.
Ay, para esto sí, venga por fin. Si no, ¿no quieres?
It seems she does like it.
Claro que quieres.
It's just that she wants me to give it to her because she's a bit shy.
Pero yo no voy a estar dándotelo todo el rato, ¿vale?
I'll move the dish closer to you.
Toma, a ver, aquí. Toma. Madre mía, yo creo que
She's really enjoying her food. The vets have told me she's eating very well.
¿Esto qué es, un buffet libre o qué? Sí, señora. Madre mía.
My goodness, she loves it.
Qué bueno.
I think she likes me more now. She said yes, telepathically. It's all good news so far. Good healing, good appetite. A bit of rest, and maybe some physiotherapy sessions. We'll see. We'll have to watch her progress. Well, Heidi, see you tomorrow.
Venga, Peque. Hasta ahora.
Tell me a lie. I wanna love and I want it now. Fake it away. Say it loud, I could believe somehow. We could be friends. We could be more if you wanted to. If you could stand being with someone who betrayed a few. Been wandering round and searching for a place to fall. There's a time for us.
Let's see how the wound is doing. Very good. We're going for a checkup.
Venga, vámonos. Vamos, Heidi.
She's so funny when she opens her mouth like that.
Ay, ay.
You've put a bow on her. She looks so pretty.
¿Qué pasa, guapa? ¡Ay! ¡Ay! Venga, que nos vamos. Vale.
Venga, pues nos la llevamos a la consulta.
Muy bien.
How has she been these past days?
Very well. She eats well, takes her medication, but only puts weight on her paw when she's still.
Vosotros teníais fisio, ¿no?
We need to work on physiotherapy. She can lower her paw, that's a good sign. But we need to help her exercise. The wound looks very good.
La herida, ¿vale? Muy bien.
Does she take her medication well?
Yes. We help her flex and extend the hip. She has to continue with the medication because, despite having repositioned the ilium, there's a fracture of the pubis, the ischium, and the back part of the acetabulum, which obviously causes her discomfort. Recovery will be slow, but we must assist her with flexing, extending, and performing movements to gain confidence, since it's a chronic injury. We'll do a control X-ray in 2 weeks. If she's reviewed twice a week with the help of a physiotherapist, she'll do fine. I'm going to take her temperature now. She eats well, has normal bowel movements, and everything's fine. Yes.
Her temperature is normal.
Ay, qué monada de perrita. Sí, todo bien.
Vale, voy a revisar la medicación y tú.
Vale.
Esto se lo vas a dar, el Diagnostic.
You're going to give her a stomach protector, an anti-inflammatory, and paracetamol.
Y el paracetamol, cada 8 horas continúas con él.
All until the next checkup.
Where are you going without saying goodbye? You live such a good life.
¿Cómo vives? Morruda. Peque.
Hombre.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, Heidi?
Al veterinario.
She's scared, the poor thing.
The hip joint mobility is good, and the wound has completely healed.
Y había una cosa de ella, era que tendríamos
We needed to assess the other hip.
Yes, the other hip seems perfect. If she doesn't limp, better not to touch it. It covers an area of about 2 centimeters and it moves. But if it moves 1 centimeter, there's still half a centimeter left. Fibrosis forms, and it remains stable unless the wing of the ilium was completely displaced. In that case, we would need to correct it, but it's not necessary. Generally, we do the control X-ray at 6 weeks. But I think in 2 weeks you can bring her in and we'll assess. For now, she seems fine. If there were any problems, we would do it earlier to see if something happens. But for now, she's progressing well.
Let's review the medication Heidi is on to decide whether or not to continue with it. What did you see, the suture?
You can see the suture and we can now cut it. It's absorbable, but since it's there, we'll remove it.
Sí, es un poquito de hilo.
That was it, because it was sticking out. We cut it because it takes a few months to disintegrate.
Ay, chica. Ay, ¿dónde va? ¿Dónde va usted, señorita?
¿Qué pasa, Heidi?
Uy. Se sacude.
¿Dónde vas?
¿Dónde vas tú corriendo?
¿Qué pasa, Choritina? ¿Qué tal? Uy, 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 uy.
¿Qué pasa, mi chica?
Está la animada,
Salí. Ay, madre. Ay, madre, chica.
Blue dew, blue moon. Shaded with someone I'm not really into. Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look dull. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you?
Wait, don't go. 4 kilos, 750 grams. Very good.
Today we'll take an X-ray. If everything is fine, we won't need to do anything else. We'll discharge her and that's it. She's a bit tense. We'll try to do the X-ray without sedation. If not, we'll sedate her, because she is a bit tense.
We're going to take the X-ray to see if she can be discharged now.
Rota un poquet para así. Ahí. Ahí. Un poco més.
Heidi, Heidi.
¿Qué fas? Si está quedándose súper bien y cuando vaya a parar es cuando se mueve la tía.
Es el ruidillo.
Heidi. Vamos a ver cómo sale.
Ahora sí. Heidi, que nos has liado.
Let's see how it turned out. The pubis has joined, the ischium too, and the screws are still in place. Therefore, her hip is stable. We can discharge her.
I'm here with Heidi. We have good news.
Tenemos buenas noticias.
Heidi is discharged.
Está de alta. Heidi, mira la cámara, hombre. Ahí, muy bien. Bueno, nos vemos pronto. Gracias. Oh, Heidi.
Heidi is off on a journey.
Le queda muy bien. Oye. Hey.
Where are you going? She's eager to leave.
We're going to miss her terribly.
Madre mía, vaya plurira.
Es que mírala.
Venga, Peque.
Let's go. You can't spend all day saying goodbye.
Despedida, va. Venga. Venga, hala. Muy bien. Bueno, hasta luego.
So today, 3 months after she was rescued, we are delivering Heidi home. She's going to a really, really nice family. They have another little dog like her. They live here in Madrid, in the center of town. Lovely people, she's gonna have a great time. We are in Madrid, on our way in the taxi. Hola!
Gracias. Hasta luego.
Madre mía. Anda que no.
Hola.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Buenas. Jairo. Encantado.
¿Sabes qué te digo,
Sí,
Heidi?
va a ser
Te lo voy
mejor que
grabar yo.
grabes
Sí,
tú.
sí, va a ser mejor que grabe yo.
Are you friends already?
Olga, ¿no?
As soon as you pet Heidi a couple of times, she won't leave your side.
How old is Olga?
13 years old.
Muy bien. She's very sweet and adorable.
Se han quedado en casa.
Everyone back at the great house was crying.
Sí, sí, es que se hace de querer. Everyone was absolutely devastated. That's why choosing the family is so important. Each of our rescues
takes a little bit of us with them.
Acabas enamorándote de ellos y es jodido.
tan pequeñita, pues estaba en el sitio privilegiado, el sofá.
I took the camera because Miss Heidi was clinging to Jairo and wouldn't let him film.
Jairo y no hay modo de grabar.
So today, it's my turn to film.
Que Heidi va a pasar por debajo de Mira quién viene, un amigo.
Olga was given to me at work. She was one of 7 siblings and had been abandoned in a container. I wanted a dog from a shelter. She was 1.5 months old and now she's 13 years old.
You've been with her for 13 years. How wonderful. He didn't mention that he lives on the 4th floor without an elevator. Oh my goodness.
¿Seguro que es un cuarto o un quinto?
We're home.
Madre mía. Qué chulo.
This is nice.
Wow.
How high Heidi jumps?
That's another issue. Does Olga sleep with you?
Yes.
Try to make sure Heidi doesn't, at least for now, because of the jumping up and down. Viktor, here's your passport. Now you can travel. She's yours. Take very good care of her, as you have taken care of Olga.
Both will be happy and content despite not having the garden you have at your house. But here, we have a park for walks.
Let's see that tattoo.
It's Olga.
I recently adopted a dog with terminal cancer who was looking for a home. Since it was from a shelter, if I say that I'm from a shelter, they wouldn't give her to me. So I adopted her myself. I had to answer a 130-question survey, and I thought, if they did this to a normal person, I don't know what impression they get. They insisted a lot on whether the house was mine.
One of the questions was, do your neighbors agree with you having a dog? Imagine having to ask permission from the whole community. There are also things that confuse me, like, will the dog get on the sofa? What does it matter whether it does or doesn't? Everyone trains their dog as they see fit.
Los míos no se suben. Y no me considero...
Guys, we're leaving.
Bye bye.
I'm going to go down the 4 floors without an elevator. Thanks a lot.
Heidi is settling in well.
Qué sinvergüenza.
Bye bye.